Hello everybody, SirMonkeySuit is happy here back again with ReZero on episode 10. In the last episode, we had Subaru, who was well, he was essentially figuring out everything that he needed to figure out to stop himself from dying, and also to gain the trust of Rem and Ram, who over the past few episodes haven't exactly trusted him at all. So he figured out that the curse, which apparently has been set upon this mansion or whatever, is come from somebody or something down in the village when he goes shopping with Rem or Ram, whatever the fuck. And it turned out to be the little puppy who had a bald spot on top of its head. That apparently that is the shaman. I don't know if it's if it's something that can sort of shapeshift, or I don't know if it's just being imbued with this kind of power from some actual shaman. It's just giving it to a dog. I don't know, but yeah, he went down there with Rem. He ended up getting the curse. Obviously, he went to Beatrice. She basically removed the curse. It came from the dog bite. That's how he knew it was the dog. So he ran down there back again with Rem. Turns out the kids were missing. They went into a forest, found the kids and whatnot, and they need to get them. They need to get them back into the village, essentially, right? So one of the kids, who was the one who was holding the dog, was off in a different part of the fucking forest somewhere. They finally caught up with her, but then got attacked by a bunch of these things called Ma beasts, which are magic beasts, I guess. And yeah, they were on a chase. Ram got hurt, but then got back up, and now she's she become I don't know, got into a demon form or something like that. Started going a bit nuts. And then yeah, she was about to be attacked from the side, and I think Subaru jumped in, pushed her out of the way. He started getting attacked, and then Rem killed them all the Ma beasts, and then Subaru's lying there. So yeah, that's basically what happened. So yeah, nothing else to really say. I think we're just gonna get in episode 10, see where this goes. Hopefully he doesn't fucking die again, so he has to go through all that again. Hopefully he stays alive. I think Amelia put a spell on him and said it was just a prayer. Something tells me it was an actual spell that protected him, so I guess we'll find out anyway. Yeah, but without further ado, we're going to get in episode 10, so let's go. Right, so Rem in demon form heals fast. We've got that. There was also... Beatrice also said that Subaru would die in half a day because he acquired a bunch of curses. I guess one per Ma beast that actually managed to bite into him, I guess, or managed to attack him at some point. I mean, at the end of episode 9, it didn't even look like he was that badly beat up. You know what I mean? All of those scars almost seem like little scratches. I thought if he was to get attacked by those things, that he would be absolutely mauled, but it didn't really look that much. It didn't look like he was that mauled that badly. But regardless, I guess it doesn't matter how much damage they inflict. If they've got this curse within them, then, and they're able to transfer that, then I guess it doesn't matter how damaging it is. But yeah, so the only way to, I guess, remove the curse, or at least in this form anyway. So wait a minute, was Beatrice saying that the only way he could remove the curse in this, or the only way he'd be able to do it this time, would be to kill all of the ones that give him the curse in the first place? So does that mean that the curse that he got from the dog when he got bit by it, right, that Beatrice removed, she could remove it because it was only one curse, right? It was only given by one thing, that was it. So it wasn't tangled. So does that mean that he could have also gotten rid of that curse by just killing the dog? Could have done. I guess. Because I feel like that's what she said, right? She said that, you know, if you go and kill all of the beasts that give them the curse in the first place, that would remove them, right? So, yeah. So Rem went into the forest alone because obviously she was asking Beatrice, is there any way I can save him? Beatrice said, they told Rem the same thing that she told Subaru, which means that obviously she went into the forest alone to save him. And now she's like kind of out of control in that demon form. So, yeah, Ram said that the demon form sort of, I'm not sure this is the right term, but she said that demon form basically feasts on mana. But is it her mana? Is it like, does Rem's demon form feasts on her own mana, not like, or is it like a vampire type thing where she can like drain it from enemies and stuff to keep it going? Because I feel like otherwise, if a demon form was to like drain mana, I'm sure it would be like an alarming rate, like that she wouldn't be able to hold a demon form very long before like passing out or whatever, or killing herself. I don't know. I could see it more being like a vampire type thing where she's grabbing mana from the creatures she is killing essentially. But I don't know. So yeah, if you want to tell me and like confirm any of that in the comments, then feel free to. I like how we can use the witch's scent to like his advantage. Like it increases the witch's sort of potency, like by saying that like, or like telling people that he can't die, right? Because obviously it's the witch that won't allow him to say that. There's obviously some sort of like defense spell, like a protection spell from him saying that. And every time obviously he goes to say that, it sort of, that spell sort of relishes and like sort of increases its potency, which is why, you know what I mean, it basically it makes him bait. And it allows all of the similar sort of beasts that were created by the witch to sense that sort of presence and head towards it. And it also did the same thing with Rem as well, because Rem got extremely angry after he did the witch spell again, the second time. Because obviously there's that whole thing of like they really don't like the witch, do they? So something obviously happened way back when with them. So yeah. I also like the fact that from Subaru's perspective, right, the fact that he has multiple lives, it's almost gotten to the point where it's like a life is like almost like to him is meaningless. Like it's not at that point like already, because he hasn't died that many times, but it's gotten to the point where it's sort of lost meaning, and there's not like a big deal surrounded by like just by one of his lives if he can just go back and redo it again, right? However, that's not the case to the others, and I like how he sort of, he wants to fight for the life that he's living at the moment, because not for himself but because of others, right? Because they're like trying so hard to save his life when he is the only one that knows that they're trying so hard to save a life that, you know, even if he was to die, he can just go back and redo it anyway, you know what I mean? So the fact that he's seeing these people like try so hard to save his life, it's something that doesn't hold a lot of meaning because he can just go back and redo it. I like the fact that, you know, that's the reason why he's choosing so hard to fight for the life that he currently has, because that sort of that's a sort of interesting concept that I've never seen before, which, you know, like normally in some stories where this isn't the case, if you're fighting for somebody else and to be truly altruistic, right, and you know, fight entirely for other people, for other people's sakes and not your own, then that's one thing. But I like the fact that this does it the same way, but it's also like it's sort of roundabout, where the fact that, you know, he has the advantage of being able to, yeah, die and feel all of the pain of death, but he can always go back and redo things, and with the knowledge of the life that he had before, you know what I mean? So to sort of have that in his arsenal, right, but still fight for a life, and even and give that sort of life meaning, even though it's sort of become very, I can't even remember the word, but it's a nice, interesting sort of concept, I think, because that way he can straight up fight for his own life because of what others are doing for him. So I think it's a very interesting concept. I've never seen before, so I really like that. It's definitely interesting to watch. But yeah, that was all. So thank you everybody for watching. I'm going to move on to episode 11 now. In the description below, I have a bunch of links to different things. One of them is the Discord. I urge everyone to go over there, especially if you want me to react to a certain show, because that's where polls and things start. And also, you know, if you just want to come over and talk to me, our community are free to do that as well. And Patreon. So Patreon has a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much. If you want to support me, then you can do. And you get different rewards and things depending on how much. So obviously the big one, the most popular one, is early access. That's $5 a month. So for that, you get access to 4 episodes of Cycle Pass a week, 4 episodes of Suzumiya Haruhi a week, 4 episodes of Tokyo Ghoul a week, and 4 episodes of Code Geass every single week. That is, you know, basically, you know, 2 extra episodes per show versus what the general public gets. So if you're clamoring for more reactions from me, that's where you want to go. So yeah, there's that. $10 a month has the full length, so if you want to see my full unedited reactions to all of the shows I do, that includes all the shows I just mentioned, plus My Hero, Attack on Titan, and ReZero. Everything I react to gets a full length, so that's where you want to go if you want that. $15 a month, that's the exclusive tier, so if you want to watch me react to another show I'm doing, which is Parasite, then you can do with that tier there. Also, all OVAs and all movie reactions will be going into the exclusive tier as well. $50 a month, that is the elite tier, so for that you get a choice of a show. Every time you pay, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. With the elite tier, it goes to the back of the list, so I think there's about 7 shows in there in the backlog, so it might take me a while to get round to it, but I will get round to it eventually. However, if you want to jump the queue and like get to the very front, so your show will be reacted to next, then you want to get the God tier, which is $100. The only rules across those last 2 tiers are that it must be a show that's 150 episodes or less, and it must be a show that I've never seen before, and they're both accumulative, those last 2 tiers as well. So obviously with my Patreon being a paid monthly basis, if you pay for like the first month $100, you get your show on the list, and then the next month comes along. If you pay again, then you get another choice of a show, so it's all cumulative. But that is all, so thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.